Hello, friends. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about how you can get yourself your first home as an immigrant. Now, there's this myth that if you're an immigrant, you cannot possibly get yourself a property, which is not true. Absolutely not true. I'm talking out of experience. It's not about what I read. I myself, I did it. I'm an immigrant. I'm not UK citizen yet, and I have a home bought by myself. And that knowledge is what I'm here to share to you. Why am I sharing it? That's another question. In fact, when I bought my first home, my wife shared it online because I can be a private person. When she shared it, 80% of the comments from that video was a new built home. So everyone loved it, well wishers loved it. People who don't know us, they loved it. But 80% of the question from the comment section was, please, can you share us how you did it? And that is exactly what I'm about to share with you. So please don't go away. I believe after this video, you're going to be enriched if you haven't got this knowledge before. It's 100% practically possible. So number one of it is, are you a legal resident of United Kingdom? If you're a legal resident of United Kingdom, then it is 100% possible. Irrespective of the visa type you have, even as a visitor, even as a total foreigner, you can buy a home anywhere in the world. That's another one. But what happened is, if you're not a resident of the United Kingdom and you want to buy a home here, you have to pay everything in full, which are not the benefits which I'm about to share with you. 99.8 or thereabout people that buy home in our country, United Kingdom, they buy it with loan. What it simply means is that you are bringing out your little savings to collaborate or to go into business partnership with the lender. And that going into partnership with the lender lends you money on a long-term base, 30 years, 25 years, with interest split across those years. And those interest split across those years accumulates as well as the inflation goes high. So you see, it's like a pure business partnership, whereby you bring in your quota, they're bringing in there to help you pay the builder which you have bought this property from, while the property itself is accumulating in the market. Where it's accumulating, you have your money down, your money is rising. Let's assume you bought it for 300,000, it's rising. Their own loan is also somehow every month you are paying them interest, or you are repaying the mortgage, as the case may be. It's a topic of another day. So those benefits, foreigners don't get it if they're not residing in UK. They don't get it. But if you're living in UK legally, working in UK, you are entitled to this benefit of maximizing such credit facility. And believe you me, there's nothing bad about it. I remember when I came to UK back in the days, 2011. I used to have a friend, we were so close then, but we were so much into church as well. And I remember coming back from night vigil with him one day, and he made a statement. He said, I was asking, we were discussing something, and he about, his in-law, and he told me that they have a mortgage, and he never intend going into that mortgage. How can you mortgage your life for forever? I was like, well, there's nothing wrong about mortgage. There's nothing wrong about taking loan from back and doing a business. That's absolutely what it is. There's absolutely nothing wrong. He criticized it. I was like, oh, I think this my brother doesn't have understanding of what mortgage means. And when you are discussing with your Christian brother, sometimes you don't want to sound so as if you are so worldly. So what I did was just to remove myself from the conversation. But that's how so many are. There's absolutely nothing wrong, more especially as Christians. Christians, somewhere in the Bible, in the book of Matthew 25, Bible talk about of a man who was to go on a long journey, and he gave a talent, to the servant, and that talent, one traded his and he multiplied, another traded his and he multiplied, and the other one buried it. When the master came back, the man accused the master for being a greedy man and a wicked man. And do you know what Jesus told in that parable as the reply of that master? He said, why didn't you give that money, that treasure I've given to you, to back so that they can lend it out to people who need it and it will be able to generate interest for me? When I read that place, I was wow. We are not talking about religion here, but I'm just trying to address that fact. There's nothing wrong about getting a loan to buy your mortgage. It's a myth. Please take it off. Is what it does. What it is like it's as if you are entering into business with bank. They are getting their loan, their interest along the line, while you yourself, the properties in the market, accumulating profit. As the price rises, it's accumulating profit because if you buy for 200 and you're selling for 300, it's a profit of 100,000, as the case may be. So that is just what it is. So the number one is you being a resident of UK, also working in UK. We'll talk about how much you need to be earning before you can be able to get yourself a loan. Number two is having a good credit. Having a good credit, friends, is so important. If you have a good credit, believe you me, you can do a lot in this side of the world. This side of the world, the market is run in credit facility, with credit facility. Majority of people in the Western world lives off credit. It's not bad, but if you depend on it, that is when it is bad. I will talk about it a little bit. What is good credit? Good credit is when you are a reliable user of credit facility. What do I mean being a reliable user of credit facility? You have a credit card, you use it, you repay it, not paying minimum repayment. Paying minimum repayment on monthly basis doesn't make you a reliable person. Nah. Please stop doing that. If you are doing it and you intend to get into mortgage, believe you me, they're gonna be able to pull up that history and see that this person, unfortunately, what he earns is not sufficient of his or her living. So you have to make sure you are not the type that pays minimum repayment on monthly basis. There are ways, it's gonna be another video, there are ways you will maximize credit facility in a sense that it will only be boosting your credit score, but it's not the intention of this video. So what it is how you can be able to get yourself a mortgage as a first buyer. So that is just it on that very aspect. Use your credit wisely and make sure whatever you use, try to repay it back. There are ways you can repay it back without even paying an interest. That money does not belong to you. It is not yours. No one have not gifted it to you. It's not a gift. It is someone's business with the intention that when you use it, if you don't pay it back within a certain amount of time, and beyond that, your monthly credit, your monthly account period goes by, they will check what you have used and charge you interest on it. That's exactly how it works. So it's not your business, it's not your money, it's someone else's money who is in business to make it. So you must be wise about it and use it wisely. And as long as you are not dependent on it, you are a wise user of credit facility. That is the number two. Number one is have to be a resident of United Kingdom and you are working as well here in United Kingdom. The number two is having a good credit score. Having a good credit score is one that cannot be overemphasized. If you don't have a good credit score, trust you me, is a capital no. When you run your name through the system, you're never gonna get an offer. It's just like you trying to get a loan of £3,000. You know the story if you have tried it before. So that is just it. It's very important. The number three of it is what is your earning? How much is your earning? How much is your earning is as important as the credit score, is as important as you as well being a legal resident of United Kingdom. How much do you earn? But I have a good news to you as well. Maybe you are earning 20k or 30k per annum and you want to buy a home. Yes, it's still possible. You can also do it through share ownership. You can do it through buy a property through share ownership. With through share ownership, you will get yourself a deal and get yourself also a property ladder as well. And remember, get yourself a property ladder. What it simply means is that you have something in the market that is accumulating. on daily basis. Let's assume you guys bought for 150, depending on the area you are. You bought for 150, maybe as a shared ownership, and your earning is 25k. With 25k, and you go into share ownership, you can buy a new home. When I mean a new home for 180, you can be able to get a mortgage for it. If you have good credit score and also you are not dependent on credit, you are not credit facility dependent, you don't live off credit, you maximize it wisely as a good person, and not just as a good person, maybe with other word good person, as um you maximize it well. When you maximize your credit facility well, believe you me, you will get a mortgage if you want. But all depends as well the amount you want to get as a loan. It is very important. Don't forget that. Another one is your deposit. Your deposit is another one that cannot be overemphasized. The third one is your deposit. Your deposit is as important as the other ones which I have mentioned earlier. How much is your deposit? How much do you have? And getting a deposit, I'm gonna tell you something. It's not in the open domain. It's not in the open space. This knowledge. You don't just get money from well wishers. Let's say from parents. You inherited money. You get money as a gift. Someone lend you money. You cannot use it as a deposit for buying a property. It's not gonna work. Ask me how. This is how it works. When you go into lending, your lender will scrutinize the process of that money sitting wherever it's sitting. Whether it's sitting in ISA, they want to know they want to see maybe a 1 year or 2 years process of how you deposit that ISA. How do you fund the ISA? Be it some credit union account or even your own savings account. They want to see a process. Where does your money come from? Even the money that comes from relative, the money you borrow from someone, they will ask you, who is this? If you say it is loan, they will ask you, when have you repaid it back? So all those questions, they are right to ask you. They're not trying to assume you're a criminal. No, far from it. Remember, these guys, they're in business to make gain, and they're in business to mitigate their risk. What is that risk? Make sure that they don't borrow money to someone who is not financially worthy for the facility. It is important. It's not personal. And it's all about you knowing about this information. Let's assume you are working yourself up. In 2 years' time, I want to buy a home. 2 years is too much, sincerely speaking. I only worked myself 6 months and I got myself a home. It's a true story. I will share another video of how I did that. But for now, let's assume 2 years. You said from now to 2 years' time, I want to get a home. One thing you have to start looking at is all these factors which I've mentioned earlier. How good am I with them? Number one is, am I a legal resident in the United Kingdom? I'm working. That is number one. Number two is, what is my credit score? What is my credit score? How am I using my credit facility? Don't use your credit facility as if you are dependent on it. What do I mean by as if you're dependent on it? Not everything you want to buy in your house you're using credit facility. And also, when you use credit facility, make sure you do not default. Defaulting is not necessarily when you fail to pay. Please do not be the type that have credit card and you use it, you only pay minimum repayment, which is the interest. Paying interest on monthly is not a good practice if you want to be among the people that will use this system. This system is out there to be used. If you know, if you have studied the Book of Acts by Donald Trump, I don't. Sorry if you're not a fan of Donald Trump, but if you study that book, it will inform you a lot more on how you can maximize the credit system to achieve whatever you want. And myself, I'm still upscaling myself on that, and trust me, you can if you also get those necessary knowledge. So that is that. In that, the number three of it is your income. Your income is very important. How much are you earning? And number three is your savings. Number four is your savings. So it's four of them. when you want to get yourself up there, look on this credit, keep working. Number one is making sure that your legal resident working. Number two is making sure that you are using your credit facility wisely. Number three is what kind of job are you doing? If your job is too much of a low pay, please, upskill yourself. It's not about university here. Upskill yourself. Upskill yourself. Go for training. I will share a video on how and things you can do to upskill yourself. And number four of it is save money. Money only coming from your income. Don't go saving money from other people's gift. Don't do that. They will not give you a mortgage loan if you do that. And remember, I said for buying a property, irrespective of your earning, there's what we call shared ownership. Shared ownership will get you in the property ladder, and getting in the property ladder is as simple as telling you that you have got something in the market that is appreciating on daily basis, and by that you can use it even to build your property portfolio. So, guys, I'm gonna leave it here. If you abide by these four steps wisely, I will do more other videos that may even take one of them, each and every one of them, to drill it down, to explain it more, how you can wisely achieve the target that is expected, so that when you implement these four steps wisely, you can be able to get yourself your first home. I remain your very good friend, Obi, and until I see you again. Thank you very much for stopping by. Cheers.